when I'm asked, what does it take to achieve success? I really feel like I've boiled it down into three things. And I've put tremendous thought into this because I think when you are successful, you owe it to other people to give them an answer. What we can't do is say, hey, Chip, why are you so successful? I don't know. Things just happen to work out for me. No, they don't. Like you always win. And I used to kind of blow that question off because I didn't want to be, obnoxious and, overzealous. Look how good I am. But what I realized is that they were asking because they wanted answers to also be successful. And so after thinking about my journey to success, I really came up with three things that I believe is at the heart of success. And the first thing is to be accountable. Being accountable, Chip, if we were to line up 100 people and ask them, do you have a big dream? The answer is yes. Everybody got a dream. The problem is the people that only dream and never take action. And being accountable means being an expert in your field. A lot of what it takes to become an expert in your field isn't skill, it's effort. It's no different in sports. You're a coach. Now look, there's some genetics that help in sports, and there's also genetics in business that help, like IQ and whatever. But I can tell you this, you can rehearse a script or read a book or consume content or whatever it might be. But what I have found is when you're accountable to yourself, you begin to have answers. And people like answers. People like people with answers. Matter of fact, they'll start coming to you for answers, because when you are a person of excellence, opportunity comes and finds you. Look no further than, think of LeBron James during free agency. That man has never written a resume in his life. You kidding me? They're bringing jets with chefs on them, keys to the city. Why? Because he is excellent at what he does. So how do you become excellent? Well, you got to know what other people don't know to have something that other people don't have. And I always tell people in life, you're going to fall into one of four camps. Camp one is, I hope it doesn't come up. Camp two is, if it comes up, I'll wing it. Camp three is, if it comes up, I'm ready to talk about it. But then there's camp four, Chip. Camp four is, if it doesn't come up, I'm bringing it up. And why do you want to be in camp four? Because you have answers. It's no different than if you saw somebody laying lifeless on the floor and you knew CPR. It's your duty and obligation to run to that lifeless body and breathe life into it. When we sit in camp four, it's our duty and obligation to speak, because we have answers to the biggest business problems or personal development problems or whatever space that you're in. But you have to have the knowledge to deliver camp four. And that's where number one, accountability comes into play. Number two is continuous improvement. What got you here won't keep you here. And what got you here surely won't get you to your fullest potential. And so we can never get too high on our highs, and we surely can't get too low on our lows. Continuous improvement, even at the smallest increments, is our responsibility if we truly want to achieve success. Because if you stay stagnant, the rest of the world is coming to take you out. Your competition is coming to take you out. Whether it's malicious or not, people are coming to step on you to get to where they want to go. So you have to constantly be improving. So why is it that people don't? Because it's painful. Improvement is painful. It's discomfortable. It's uncomfortable. It causes discomfort. Look no further than Planet Fitness in February. It's empty. Started great. January was great. But doing that every day or at a consistent routine, it's painful. That's why the place empties out in February. But what I've come to learn, Chip, is that yes, there's pain in winning, but I've experienced the pain of losing. Growing up in poverty was not fun. I don't want to go back there. I refuse to go back. And yes, there's pain. It reminds me of a story. I used to box, and I was kind of a bruiser. I like to fight. And my uncle was like, go do it in a gym where you can punch people legally. And I'm like, that sounds amazing. So I show up, I'm this country boy, hard worker, blue collar guy. And you could tell the trainer knew I had a chip on my shoulder. And so when I walked in, he hands me this big leather medicine ball and he says, grab a partner and have your partner drop this thing on your gut uh, 20 times. And I'm like, that's no thing for me. So I lay down on the floor and this guy starts dropping this thing on me. And I'm like, I'm not going to let anybody see me sweat. You know, I'm a man's man. And here we go, 18, 19, 20. I get up like, what's up? What's next? And my trainer came over to me as firm as he could say it. And he said, what are you doing, son? I said, well, you said 20 out loud. I did them out loud. He's like, oh, my mistake. He said, I didn't want you to start counting until it started hurting. He said, because I'm going to tell you something. I want you to get this right. He said, son, you're either going to pay with that medicine ball on that floor or you're going to pay in the ring on fight night. Either way, you're going to pay. You'll pay with sweat in this gym. You'll pay with blood in that ring. There's going to be pain in both. But if there's going to be pain, I say we win. And that stuck with me to this day. Yes, there's pain in winning, but there's also pain in losing. You know, Chip, there's people out there that know every quarterback on waiver in their fantasy league and can throw a dart in a bullseye 9 out of 10 times. And I think those things are great. But are they helping you reach your fullest potential? Is the bowling night with the guys helping you? Have fun, but earn the right to have fun. Go chase it down. Endure the pain. And number 3 is engage your motivation. You know, we heard Simon Sinek so many times say people will work for their what, but they'll die for their why. I have found it to be true. There were so many times I wanted to quit, going from blue collar to white collar, not knowing how to tie a tie, didn't own nice shoes. You know, I went to this sales class. I showed up in my best polo and Dockers and borrowed shoes because I wanted to be a great salesperson. And I was embarrassed to be there. It was obvious I was from the other side of the tracks. It was obvious that they knew where to shop and knew what to say. They sounded all polished and, you know, special. I was a fish out of water. I was intimidated. Those weren't my people. It's not where I belonged. And so I was ready to give up. I was ready to quit. And I was driving back home from downtown Pittsburgh, fully set on quitting. But the thought hit me. You don't want to go back there. I thought literally about in 3rd grade being at the welfare office with my dad when they had to take him into custody because he was going to the state one more time for food stamps and was denied. And I saw a man full of pride trying to take care of a sick wife and 2 young boys buckle to his knees in a fit of rage. And that's when it hit me. I'm not going back. I'm not doing that. And that's when I engaged my motivation. And guess what? I found a mentor that knew a little bit about sales, knew a little bit about how to dress properly, knew a little bit about how to say things properly. And he showed me the ropes. And I finished that class. 12-week class. Dale Carnegie, you might have heard of his sales classes. Matter of fact, I got that thing right here. At the end of that class, my classmates voted me the #1 presenter in the class because I stuck with that thing. And that's not look how good I am, but doing that and sticking with it, it got me promoted off of that blue collar truck, and it got me a shot at white collar, and it changed my life. So number 3 is you got to engage your motivation. We hear these stories of people lifting cars off of people. You can do it. The question is, do you have the motivation to do it? And so the 3 things: be accountable, always be improving, and engage your motivation. You do those 3 things at a 10 level, not hell or high water will hold you back.
Go get it.